Hi Capricorn, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for checking in here with me this week. We have April 22nd to April 28th is the week that we're reading for. Also keep in mind we have a full moon in Scorpio coming up on the 23rd, so just be mindful of that energy. If you were affected by the phases of the moon and that collective energy, definitely look into that. Today's reading is going to be a little bit more free flow, so we're going to get into some tarot, some oracles, see if there are any extra messages, and I'll just connect with the vibes this week. So as always, Capricorn, connect with your spirit guides, your angel team, whoever it is that you work with. I will do the same. Thank you for helping me lead with love and light and to help Capricorn connect with their most authentic vision and help them feel empowered. Okay. Ooh, we have a lot of major player cards here. Like, there's just looking at it firsthand, Capricorn, it does feel like there's a lot going on. And I can't help but feel like a lot of abundance coming on. So, the focal point of your reading is the King of Pentacles. So, this makes sense. I do feel like the King of Pentacles is a very Capricorn card. I don't know what's actually assigned to this card, but this is the energy of having that wealth and abundance, and this seems to be the focal point. This seems to be where your head is at, where your energy is going, and if you don't feel wealthy, this does feel like having a lot of resources to do that. And almost like feeling abundant, and I'm hearing like nature. Some of you might be nature lovers, so like feeling abundant in nature. Excuse me. And it's almost like, again, it's almost like having I'm hearing like exposing you to the elements. So it's almost like some of you might actually be going to the outdoors. Some of you might be indulging in nature. Like, at least in my part of the world, it's getting warmer. So some of you might actually be going out and doing more nature things and feeling abundant. It's almost like you're coming out of, some of you might have been bears over the winter and hibernating. And now you're coming out. You're like, oh, the sun is out. I am out. I'm blooming. Some of y'all, I'm talking to just straight flowers here. Like, I need water and sunlight. And when you don't have sunlight, you go dormancy. Like, that's I feel like that's the kind of energy I'm talking to right now. But it's almost like you're coming out to play. And that's interesting because you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress drawing parallels to one another here. And the fact that you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles together, some of you may be in a romantic connection or in like a counterpart connection where it's almost like I feel like for whatever reason they're offering protection, they're offering insight, and it's like they keep you grounded during this time. That's just one message that's coming through. If you're not in a romantic partnership or if you're not in a close partnership with someone else that does this for you, then the Queen of Pentacles does indicate a gentle, nurturing nature. So it's almost like this side of you is starting to come out this week. And again, some of you, I just keep getting nature with you guys. Like, some of you could be okay, so interesting. Some of you could be taking care of a garden. Some of you are nurturing something back to health. They're actually giving me a symbol of something that I feed my ferrets, but I feed it to him because he is sick, and it's almost like I have to keep it. Basically, he has like an atonic stomach, but I feed him a special kind of diet, and they're using that to me as a symbol of maybe somebody who has to nurse somebody else back to health, or you are nursing something. Like, again, I'm going to use plants as just like a symbol, but it's almost like rehabbing plants, or there's something about like taking something sick or taking like an injured something and nursing it back to health. I see that part of the nature or motherly side coming out. And again, you don't need to be like identify as a certain gender in order to take on that motherly energy, but there is this energy of taking care of something, of nurturing something. There is a protection, a grounding, a stability thing going on here. This energy, it's like you're feeling it more. As I say that, the sun is becoming a little bit stronger. We actually have rain today. So again, it's almost like you see hope or slivers of hope or sunshine, or you feel good for the first time in a while. So that feels really good. The Empress is like that boss ass bitch energy. So the Empress is about creation. It's a very high fertile time. Again, garden. Some of you are in the garden. If you don't have a physical garden, y'all, this is something where like you have all of these ideas that you are nursing. You have all of these different ideas, different creativity, things that you want to bring to fruition. And now is a fertile time to start to do it, because it's almost like, again, like this goes back to Aries. So Aries specifically is coming to mind, and it's either you identify as an Aries, and that's a confirmation for some of you, or that this draws back to the Aries season of once Aries kind of rolled around, that's when you kind of came alive and awake with ideas, inspiration. That's when you started like being like, okay, well, let's go for the goal. Let's go for my dreams. Some of you might have actually been influenced by the solar eclipse that just happened. There was like a total solar eclipse that happened recently. And some of you might actually be influenced by the phases of the moon, but that solar eclipse almost seems like a powerful switch time. Like the switch was like became on for some of you, and you were like, okay, I need to like look at things. I need to start doing things. It's almost like you came alive. I don't know. I just see like a dormant plant coming alive. Like you're giving me a lot of earth imagery. So that being said, when we draw parallels with these two, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, again, it talks about wanting to create something. You're feeding something, you're bringing it to life, you're taking something almost like if you had a dream or a creativity thing that you kind of like stepped away from for a while, it's almost like you're nurturing that again, or you're like, it's focusing. I don't know, it feels like a spiritual growth type of time right now where it's like it feels almost kind of easy though. It feels like it doesn't feel like a rock your world type of thing. Okay, I see you entering a very positive time over this week. The energy, it's like you have that emotional abundance with the 10 of cups, but it's paralleled with the hanged man, so it's just needing to transform your perspective a little bit so that you can recognize the abundance that's around you. It just keeps coming through as nursing things to life, trying to reorient your view to abundance, to hardcore abundance. Because I feel like for whatever reason, if you're somebody who is focused on financial gain right now, turning your attention to nature and noticing the abundance there and nurturing that, if you are like also somebody who is like into gardening and stuff, doing that helps you feel abundant and it helps attract more abundance to you. It's not like you're doing gardening for money or anything, but it does feel like, if you are like, it's almost like try to see all that is available to you and start feeling that abundance, because it's almost like spirit wants you to tune into that energy to attract more of the things that you want to create, right? um, this does feel like a very straightforward, direct message, Capricorn. We're going to move on to the oracle cards and see what else we have going on. But again, it feels very resourceful. It feels like you're kind of sitting in an energy of, waking up, coming to life. It's like you are free to express yourself, or you've entered a time where you're feeling free to express yourself. And again, I just see this image of somebody coming alive, somebody in nature, quite literally being the plant and like coming out. And like when the sunshine comes out, it's like the sun is out and I am out. I think that's like a meme or it's from a movie somewhere, but we're going to see what other messages we have going on for you. We have electric eel. Bring your ideas to life. Guys, this is basically what I just said. So this is that stroke of creativity. This does follow a Aquarius energy type of thing, and astrology is coming through a lot for you. So some of you may be interested in astrology, some of you may be interested in studying it, or you might follow horoscopes. So again, watch out for that full moon in Scorpio because there's change to be had around the corner. Electric eel spirit is bring your ideas to life. This does feel like more of like an Aquarius type of energy. This is being innovative, being eccentric, bringing like, again, I don't know, I can see you just blooming into like this pretty little flower because it's like I came out of dormancy and now is the time to put it into action, right? So it's like you have that motivation, you have that zest, that zeal. So take on this eel spirit, bringing your ideas to life. It feels like a very fortunate time. You also have leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. So this is taking that leap of faith. This is understanding that, like, taking your chance with whatever endeavors you wish to create, especially through this Empress energy of, again, I'm hearing like it is a gorgeous time. I don't know why. I'm hearing like you're a gorgeous soul. It's a gorgeous time. Like you get a lot of like aesthetics with this, a lot of beauty. It's almost like appreciating the draws of nature and how beautiful it can be. But it's through nature. It's almost like you're recognizing and learning about yourself a little more. So taking that leap of faith and understanding that, like, especially when it's drawn parallel to the electric eel spirit and bring your ideas to life, it's like you're taking a chance with that. And maybe before you haven't really felt motivated, you haven't really felt the zest, the zeal, the energy to do that. And now, again, you are having that energy to be like, okay, I am summoning up the willpower within. I am tuning into that chariot energy, and I am making a clear, distinct choice. Because again, it's like feeling alive and taking that risk. It's like that's the time to step into yourself. That's the time to start. I'm hearing like, okay, I'm getting a lot of like fertility imagery, but it's like this is like the breeding ground for something new. You also have strength and guidance. So this card comes up when I am heavily guided by spirit, that like they are literally right over my shoulder. They're like at my elbows and they're directing me, right? So this does feel like, again, it's like a strong urge or a strong pull to do something. Some of you, again, this is just straight gardening for some of you. And for a lot of you, this is also just like a direct pull towards your goals, towards sometimes, okay, I'm actually getting that some of the decisions that you make might not make sense to you, or like you don't know why you're feeling guided to do it, you don't really know why you're feeling drawn to do it, but it almost like it makes sense in hindsight. It's almost like you don't see the value or the fruitfulness in this decision or whatever guidance you're being given until after everything is said and done, and you recognize, oh, that was for my greater good. So it's one of those things where trust the little intuition strikes that you're getting and be like, okay, like I didn't see opportunity here before. I'm taking this leap and didn't understand, like now that you're taking this leap, it's almost like I don't see my aim being fulfilled in that particular moment, but it's almost like that opens up opportunity to lead to something else, if that makes sense. So as you're creating, as you are doing, it's almost like you are generating the energy and making the space for like your highest good energy to come in, if that makes sense. It feels like some of you are generating different things or like you're making different things. I'm not getting a full on like creative, like I feel like we're all creatives to some extent. This doesn't mean you necessarily have to be drawing on a canvas or writing a book or anything, but I do feel like we are in a constant state of creation for our own reality. So we are constantly manifesting our reality with whatever I'm hearing, like whatever works works. And I feel like this is a very, for whatever reason, I feel like I'm connecting with kind of an easygoing energy, which is interesting because Capricorn is very like, um, the King of Pentacles does what needs to be done to get to a certain point. He's done things that were tried and true, and sometimes the King of Pentacles is blamed for being a little stuffy, especially when paired with the Queen of Pentacles. It almost feels like there's a certain rigidity or structure going on, and Capricorn does line up with that disciplined, structured type of energy. So it's interesting that I'm connecting with something that is guiding you to be more carefree or getting into this carefree manifesting energy of like letting opportunities flow. It's almost like let your ideas flow. That's what the electric eel spirit is all about too, is letting that energy flow. And I'm hearing like we're guiding you, let it flow. I'm hearing like understand it's for the highest good. Understand that I'm hearing like we're not playing games with you. So trusting the guidance that you get. It's not like anybody's playing you. It's not like, you're gonna walk into a trap or anything. Like if you are feeling guided to take that leap, there is something to be learned from here. There's not only spiritual growth, but you're meant to see some opportunities on the other side, if that makes sense, right? You also have turtle. You have a lot of water imagery here, guys. It's interesting. You have a lot of nature, a lot of water coming through. Aquarius is an air spirit, by the way, like an air energy. That's like an air sign. But electric eel lives in the water. So, but again, like that go with the flow type of thing. So we're going to pull the book on turtle. We're going to look into this and see specifically how we're connecting with turtle spirit. We are in the water suit. Okay. And this says ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. The turtle, okay, I'm hearing like community. I'm hearing specifically community, like there's a community of this energy. So for whatever reason, I'm getting also like the connection between earth and water. So flowing like water, but staying very grounded in the earth, feeling very nurtured, feeling very loved, feeling very protected by Mother Gaia. That specifically is coming to mind. It's almost like we're blending the earth and the water energies together, and turtles very easily walk on land and, be in the water too. So that being said, we'll continue with this. Ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life, no matter where their travels lead them. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, it's peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, slows down to a halt. To bring it to balance, an adventure. So this is that adventure time for you, Capricorn. This is that taking that leap of faith. This is bringing your ideas to life, entering this fertile ground, going into like this nurturing state, recognizing the emotional abundance around you and tuning into that energy so that you can attract more abundance. If you're not familiar with the law of attraction, I highly recommend you go and look at it just so you can start familiarizing yourself with the spiritual concept if you haven't already, right? Some of you might actually already be synced up with the law of attraction and be like, oh, I understand this very well. I'm learning how to apply it to my life. But I found it interesting because like the turtle here, it says like has a strong relationship with earth and water elements simultaneously. So it's very interesting because I don't typically pull the earth cards. So I found that interesting that I channeled that and then ended up being in the book. So, that being said, we're going to roll some angel dice and see Again, yeah, the going with the flow, I feel like for whatever reason is going to be a little difficult for this energy. Like the energy that I'm connecting with the sitter, I feel like going with the flow might be a little difficult, but it's almost like you feel inspired to do that. And again, that's where this strength and guidance comes in. So you're learning to flow like the turtle, to have those life experiences collected under your shell so that you can navigate the land, flow like the water, and then find an energy between the two. It's almost like finding a balance between the practicality and the spirituality here. I'm getting that move like water like the Pisces, but then stay grounded like the Taurus or the Capricorn, if that makes sense, right? I'm going to roll some angel dice and see what else we have going on for you, Capricorn. We have 889. We're going to pull from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I always read these messages twice. You were born to be a light worker. Take time to reconnect with the light that you were born to bring to the world. One more time. You were born to be a light worker. Take time to reconnect with the light that you were born to bring to the world. And that's what I see this time being for you. I'm actually getting the chills as I finish saying that. Like the energy is ascending. But again, this is that time almost like where you are coming to life, where you are recognizing that you have some like an amazing light of your own to share. This is where you're bringing your ideas to life. So apply it how you see fit, but this does feel like a very positive direction for you. This does feel like you're going to have a lot of creative things happening for you. And again, not really a lot of moving parts, but it does feel like a very easeful time. This does feel like a very go with the flow, and that's interesting because even in your tarot, aside from the Hanged Man, you have all of these earthy cards, and then the Empress has earth and water in it as well. So it's a very fertile, okay, you have the land, you have the seed, okay, now add water to it to help it grow, because the Empress is about nurturing and growing something, which we talked about with the Queen of Pentacles, but then with the cup suit being water and overflowing with that emotional abundance, again, there is a strong earth and water connection here of learning to handle both, going with the flow, embracing your intuition, getting into those emotional or creativity spark ideas, but then also valuing the physical and finding a balance between those two, working into almost like bringing heaven's ideas down to earth and making them manifest here. That is honestly, I'm getting for a lot of you, as light workers, that is your goal, to bring heaven's ideas down to earth, which is being channeled through electric eel, bringing those ideas down to earth so that you can create a heaven on earth for people in whatever form that you choose for that. I'm getting more chills with your reading, Capricorn. Whew. That being said, that was your reading. I hope it helped. I loved connecting with this energy. Wow, I like that. But stay tuned for more. I do weekly readings. I also give out personal readings as well. If you'd like me to connect specifically with your energy, those are being offered through my website. You can send me an email too, and then I'll get back to you. And I also have an Instagram where I teach people tarot. So if you're ever interested in intuitively channeling like I do, then that would be the place to learn. That being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.